yesterday we actually pre-recorded a show that isn't released yet, so I'll give you a little bit of insight into that. It had to do with image consulting. We had an image consultant come on and talk about the drastic changes that happen in your life as a professional when you look professional, when you actually dress the part, when you no longer wear sandals and socks went to a business interview. So you know, how you can actually increase your image, that really helps in your job interviews. But one of the things that really helps in the performance of your job is what kind of health you have. If you're limping around and looking unhealthy, it actually, how you feel actually affects the performance of your job, and also how you feel affects how others perceive you as you're performing your job. So, you know, these are all things that are very important. So I wanted to be able to welcome back to the show Dr. Jeffrey Page, who is one of the deans of Midwestern University. They have a university campus location in Chicago, and also have an Arizona location. And we were discussing that took some doing to come into a U of A dominated medical school, Tucson base, and still be able to thrive. So and I don't want to get into the politics, because here we are an open mic, right? But unless you wanted to, of course. But tell us a little bit about the business strategy of Midwestern and what has made them become so successful.
Many years ago, when Midwestern was in its younger years, it owned a series of hospitals and outpatient clinics in the Hyde Park area of Chicago, and decided that market being what it was with managed care and so on, that they should focus on one thing and do it really well. So they sold off all the hospitals and healthcare facilities and focused on solely education. And the growth of the university from that time forward in the early 90s has been through the addition of new medical schools or dental schools or pharmacy programs and so on. And when they relocated to a suburb of Chicago, down at Grove, a beautiful campus, and then looked for opportunities for growth elsewhere in the country. And that's when they found our land out there in Glendale, as I said earlier. There wasn't much out here then, a few lemon groves.
Yeah, that's true.
It was awfully dusty back then. People were wondering, where in the world is Glendale, Arizona?
So I'm going to pause right there. Vision was one of the major aspects of what was brought to the table, was having a great vision. So if you are an entrepreneur out there and you have a great vision, don't give up. All right, keep going.
Those of us who've been in the area for a while have seen the end result. Glendale is not only on the map, it's on the map in a big way. It's not just an education corridor with Midwestern and Thunderbird and GCC and all of that, but with the sports arenas and whatnot. So Glendale also had a vision. The university began simply with an osteopathic medical school, the Arizona College of Osteopathic Medicine, and then added a college of pharmacy, a college of health sciences, and so on. As the university has grown here in Arizona, we have more than 3,000 students and growing. We will add a college of veterinary medicine in 2014, the first of its kind in the state of Arizona. Wow. So the pattern has been, look at the market. What do we need more of? What is the economy, and what do the people of Arizona and the Southwest need? And then add that program to the mix to help meet the needs of the folks here. There is clearly a shortage of healthcare providers, and Arizona's been in that shortage for some time, and it's getting worse as time goes forward. So we need to provide more people to take care of the folks.
You bet. If I were to involve you in politics, which I won't, I would talk about, ask the question about the future of Obamacare and what that does, but we'll leave that one alone. That could be a whole show unto itself. But yeah, definitely there's a shortage of healthcare providers here in the United States. So we're with nurses for a while. Is nursing still a shortage? That's a different program than you guys have.
Well, that's true. We have a nurse anesthetist program, but not an RN program on our campus. And it's my understanding that there is still a need for more nurses.
Okay, very good. So all those in the nursing program, keep it up, and those that you want to go into the other fields that were just mentioned, then a great place to go. We actually just brought an animal hospital on as a client, so kind of interesting to see the veterinary sciences showing up. By the way, it's a beautiful campus. I've been on campus. It's in a beautiful area, obviously, because the city grew to meet it. There's just a lot of really nice, beautiful things around there.
We have a campus now of over 150 acres There are 35 buildings with on-campus housing. There are clinics. We have a dental institute, an eye institute, a multi-specialty clinic that includes our foot and ankle clinic, a family medicine program, osteopathic and manipulative medicine, pharmacy services, and psychology services, all under one roof.
I didn't know there was psychology. Now, what exactly is the degree that they graduate in psychology?
It's a doctorate in clinical psychology.
Oh my goodness.
PsyD program, and so they provide services to the public like we do in our foot and ankle clinic.
My father has a doctorate in psychology, so it's kind of interesting to me. Yeah.
Well, it's an important service that is provided to the community. And through it all, we've enjoyed a wonderful relationship with the city of Glendale. For example, we have an ambulance bay in our clinic building for the city of Glendale team to work out of.
That's amazing. So emergency medicine enters the picture as well.
Sure.
So if somebody is a student and they want to enroll, what advice should you give, ways to pay for it? When do they know they would be a good candidate for your school?
That's an excellent question. First, they have advisors in their own universities that can help them provide gain some information. But our admissions department is very useful at explaining to undergraduate students what courses you need to take and how many credit hours you need and what GPA might be expected. You need to take the MCAT or the EAP or the GRE. So call to the university and a request for the admissions office is a good first step. But folks will also want to go on the web to midwestern.edu. And from there you can navigate to any of the programs you might have an interest in and learn the intricate details about what is a podiatrist, for example, and what does it take to become one, and how many years
from
do you go to school.
a pediatric doctor.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, that's a good use of one's time to visit the website.
Very good. That website one more time, just for those that
www.midwestern.edu.
Very good. And then coming back to your role at the university, if somebody has foot problems like I did, how do they actually, maybe pretend? Do you still practice?
I see patients with our students at community clinics where we see primarily patients that are underinsured or don't have the wherewithal to pay. But I spent most of my career providing care for patients along with education. I've been an academic for, almost 25 years. Involved in education and patient care. So I had the wonderful opportunity to found our school on the campus of Midwestern University. We enrolled our first class in 2004. It's a 4-year doctoral study program followed by 3 years of residency training, and that's where you hone most of your surgical.
So where the appointments can be made in that particular area. So it's not necessarily open to the random public if you have, but if you qualify for need, then you can actually come into the clinic, or can anybody?
No, actually, I don't want to mix the university clinic with the community clinics that we've been volunteering in to help those people in the community, because our university clinic is open to everyone and accepts most insurances.
Okay, well that's good to know. Thank you for that clarification. And is there a phone number that they should call if they want to make an appointment?
Absolutely. Dial 623-537-6000, and that will get the main switchboard, and from there you can listen to the prompts and get yourself to the clinic as needed.
You betcha. So the foot doctor, great, but which is what I kind of advertised a little bit here. It wasn't an advertisement. It was just an expression of gratitude for my own health that came to this. If you relate with me, great, give that number a call. But if you have an area of need in any of the other areas, which again, tell us what the majors are.
Well, in terms of our outpatient services, the clinics that are open to the public, there's a large dental institute. They can handle any type of complaint, be it gums or molars or any of those kinds of things.
The surgeries, so like the implants, things like that?
There are resources to get you to anything you need, one way or the other.
Okay.
There's also an eye institute, and they have lots of specialists, whether it's for children need or an athlete that wants to improve their eye-hand coordination, or people of low vision. There are all kinds of aids that they can bring to bear to improve people's life, that quality of life that they enjoy. And then in our multi-specialty clinic, we have the family medicine department, Osteopathic manipulative medicine is a specialty area owned by the osteopathic medical physicians.
Tell us a little bit more about that, because in our next show of Ageless Living, which again I want to give a plug to, on the Health Channel, our sister channel, we'd love you to come listen there in about 15 minutes, where we'll also be talking with Dr. Page again, but for just one segment of the show. But I'm a big fan of osteopaths, but for those who aren't sure what an osteopath is, give us a little bit more detail.
Sure. If you look strictly at the curriculum of allopathic, read that, MD schools versus osteopathic or DO schools, they look an awfully lot alike, except for the multiple courses in osteopathic philosophy and manipulative medicine. The philosophy of an osteopathic physician is to take a holistic view of the patients, considering many different aspects of their life and their health in the decision making about how to diagnose and treat their illnesses. Sometimes that involves hands-on, where one uses massage or counter strain or manipulation to mobilize joints and improve flow of fluids and energy and so on. And that is one additional tool in the armamentarium that an osteopathic physician can utilize in providing care for patients, in addition to the more traditional methods.
Absolutely. One of the reasons I'm a big fan of that is that one of the things I've become very convinced of over time is that our bodies actually are the nerve impulses, the electrical flow through our body. It's not just about the nerve endings and the synapses firing in our brain. That your entire body flows as an entire electric energy, not field, but the energy flows in your body. And when you don't have your back aligned properly, when you don't have your joints aligned properly, including your feet, then the energy doesn't flow, which can actually, it's kind of like your Christmas lights. Sometimes they don't work so well, they flash on and off, and that might be the way you and your health feel as well. I'm a big believer if you get all of that flowing well, your energy goes really well as well.
I think you're right.
And that makes me happy because, hey, the doctor knows best, and I'm not a doctor.
We have a few more services that we can offer in that multi-specialty clinic. If we have a moment, I'll just mention.
Oh, in fact, it looks like we are time. It is time for break. So that was a teaser. So we have some other specialties if you want to know what else is provided there at Midwestern. And so don't go away. We'll be right back after the break. This is Kurt Wilhelm, the host of the Social Universe here on World Talk Radio and Voice America, and we'll be right back.